New. So the basic deal is I don't know where it is.
Oh, you're on air now? Pending further data, will.i.am's a dick. Or whoever let him produce that song. Those songs.
So the deal is that will.i.am released his new album or something today? Does anyone?
He's dropping songs from it. I don't know if it's actually released.
I didn't really know what he was doing.
But his Vivo is posting. Is that what it is?
Yeah, his Vivo account.
Posting songs.
So will.i.am was dropping tracks to YouTube.
Fat tracks.
He was dropping some fat tracks, and I don't know. And I guess Artie and Matt, they a couple trance artists. I don't know if they noticed it, Matt, or did someone?
I don't know whether Artie noticed it or somebody brought it to his attention. I'm guessing it's that because he posted it like I don't know on Twitter. There wasn't like his post that said "LOL what" with a link to the video of will.i.am's song. I mean he said that because it sounds exactly like, or it heavily samples Artie and Matt Zo's song, and I forgot the name. What's the name of the song?
Rebound.
And he just posted that, and I don't think it was a response to any other twat that he got.
Retweet or something.
Yeah. I don't know what they're called. I don't Twitter, but it didn't look like it was a response to anything. And then later on, he said, like, a lot of people were thinking, well, maybe he just didn't know it was used with permission from their label, which is Anjuna Beats.
Yeah.
And then later, Artie said it was totally not used with their permission, or it was used without their permission. And apparently, like, the head of Anjuna Beats was making comments about how it was kind of shady and stuff like that. So I think what it boils down to is if it does end up being that will.i.am used this entire song without permission, they're gonna make so much fucking money.
So I don't know. I listened to the whole. Did you listen to the whole will.i.am song? The entire song isn't copied. Like about halfway through the song, the will.i.am thing goes to something completely different.
Yeah, but it's for all intents and purposes the same thing.
Yeah.
He's
at the very beginning.
There's no credit to anybody, and if it was used without license, that's a huge deal.
What?
He's pushing it off as his own work.
What are the rules? Like, what if will.i.am heard it and he just recreated it himself? And he was like, "I'm just going to do this." Is that legit?
No.
I don't know. They were talking. There was a Reddit thread talking about it, about how he's got out of this kind of stuff before. Silas would actually have better information about this kind of thing.
Because I know that sometimes you are covered by like cover.
Right.
People
but
can
Artie
do covers.
Artie claims it was a straight rip from the master,
which would not be good.
I don't know. Silas would know.
Hold on. First of all,
are you eating too, Silas?
I'm eating too.
Me too. I have a cow.
I have leftovers. I have a leftover something. I'm not sure what it is. It's potatoes and something.
It looks like ice cream, and I really want ice cream.
It looks like
I want to apologize, first of all, for missing last week. That was a horrible situation. And then tonight, showing up late.
You weren't that late. Matt was late too, so.
I got a new toy, and I lost track of time playing with my new loop pedal. It loops 3 different tracks at the same time, so I was recreating Billie Jean. Say what?
You can play over yourself?
Yeah, I was recreating the song Billie Jean.
So you can play with yourself.
I can play with myself, yeah.
So can I.
Oh my. And you're kicked out.
So, so start over a little bit here. Is he sampling a song and saying that it's okay to sample it because it's less than so many seconds?
So, okay, so do you know who either Artie or Matt Zo are?
Or Will I Am.
Or I'm sure he knows who Will I Am is.
I know Will I Am.
So Artie and Matt Zoe are like pretty decently sized and well known within the electronic music genre.
Yeah. That's kind of what I was figuring.
Yeah, and so
are they from Europe or are they American based?
Is it Matt Zoe is English, I believe, and Artie is I don't know what.
Okay.
Blaine is probably looking it up. But,
I'm looking it up.
So as you probably already know, rap and hip hop and that stuff borrows heavily anyway from the electronic music genre. I mean, that's kind of where it stemmed from.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the beats and stuff like that have came from there, in one form or another. But apparently, Artie posted on Twitter today at some point. Like the first thing I saw about it was he posted a link to will.i.am's new video and said "LOL what," and that was it. And then and then you listen to it and you're like, this is totally a song by Artie and Matt Zoe. It's what'd you say it was, Blaine? Rebound?
Yeah, Rebound.
And I mean, it is basically, you listen to part of Rebound and you listen to the beginning of will.i.am's song, like, and it goes, it's not just like, 5-10 seconds just sampled it. It's like a long time they use it.
It's like a minute or two or that they're using the same beat.
And then Artie posted later, so some people were just kind of thinking, maybe it was used with permission and Artie wasn't sure, but then he posted like on Twitter, like, for sure this was used without the label names Anjuna Beats permission. And I guess the Anjuna Beats head guy, I don't remember his name, was posting some stuff on Twitter too, or talking about how it was kind of a shady deal what happened. So I don't know what the rules are, but Artie also said it wasn't like he just recreated the beat himself, like, hop in FL Studio or something and then create the beat just to sound similar. Right. Artie claims it was a straight rip from the master of theirs. I don't know how he would know that, but that's what he claims. So I guess Artie and Binary Finery, which is another electronic artist, were going back and forth trying to figure out who helped. Who was the producer for the song with will.i.am?
Yeah.
If anybody, because they were trying to figure out what the hell was going on. But so basically, it's a big shitstorm today over actually, it was two songs. One was lesser. It didn't sound all that like the other one that they had, but.
So he's in the wrong. The only thing that I can think is if he got it in as a copyright. If he got a copyright on it before things came about that he stole it, it might be not grandfathered in as an original copyrighted song, but it might create enough of a legal loophole that he could make money off of it for a while, or at least it would boost the album sale, and so then they would only.
Right. So he's betting on using that to boost the sales
of the rest of the songs that nobody cares about. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a really dirty trick.
But that's the only way that I can see that if it is a truly a straight rip, and because it's a sample, so it also muddies the waters because he did original things over top of it.
Right.
With the rap and stuff. And so
that's arguable.
So yeah, well, yeah. So yeah, it's gonna
probably ripped it off from somebody else.
One of the more interesting things I saw said was, I can't remember who said it now. I think it was Artie. Somebody claimed that they knew that will.i.am was interested in using the song, but they had like declined to work with him at this point in time. So I don't know if there was like prior, no, we don't want you to use our stuff right now, and will.i.am was like, well, fuck, I already made the song, so screw it.
The other thing you think about here, I'm gonna divert from will.i.am for a second just to talk about Weird Al Yankovic.
Yeah.
That guy takes songs and he gets these kind of half-hearted, "Oh, I thought I could use it" sort of things, where
no, that only happened once with Gangster Paradise.
and then again with Lady Gaga's song, "I Perform This Way."
No, that was approved.
It was
back in forth a while.
retrospectively approved. It was retrospectively approved. He called her producer, and the producer said, "No way in hell." And then
She didn't know
played
that.
it. He played it, and then everyone was like, "I love it." And Lady Gaga's like, "This is awesome. Why didn't someone tell me this was going to happen?"
He's usually pretty cool about stuff.
Yeah.
And that's also parody, which is covered.
Mm-hmm.
By covers. Yeah. So I looked it up. Matt Zoe is British, and Artie is Russian.
Hmm.
Both of them are younger than all of us.
Yeah. Matt Zoe, he was born in like 1990.
Yeah. 22 and 23.
That's how old I am.
You're 22 and 23.
I'll be 23 next month.
Well, I
At
guess
the
he's
same time.
So they're younger
I'm
than all.
turning 22 and 23.
So,
Impressive.
I'm both.
long story short, I don't think all the information has come out about it, and in the whole big scheme of things, who gives a shit? But I thought it was funny, especially when I got to post that shit to my sister's wall and rub it in her face and be like, "Hey, remember when I said I liked that one will.i.am song and you said, what? You listen to normal music? Yeah, he's ripping off shit that I listen to. So coming up your ass."
Exactly.
Well, it's also similar to the Glee and John Colton.
Yeah, I was just gonna say when he ripped off "Baby Got Back," or he got ripped his song, whatever.
And that was pretty much a straight master rip.
Colton is hilarious.
Very true. So
Isn't it the same guy that sings, is it R.E. Your Brains and, what are the other ones? Chiron Beta Prime.
Code Monkey.
Code Monkey's good, that's my favorite.
Still Alive from Portal.
Yeah, everybody hard-ons over that song.
That's because it's his most popular.
Yeah.
Well, I guess Code Monkey.
I like it because it's associated with the game, but I think Code Monkey, I like Code Monkey better.
Because you are a Code Monkey. Except you don't have the lady.
No. Code Monkey do like Tab and Mountain Dew, for sure. Code Monkey doesn't drink much Tab and Mountain Dew anymore. He usually only drinks water. Alright. Enough bitching about these guys. What's next?
Either Dave wants to talk about CISPA.
Oh, you want to talk about CISPA? And how...
Not that much, just Obama has said we're going to veto it, which is awesome.
That's good. Good job, Bomber.
Because they took out the only halfway decent section in the latest vote. And IBM is spending millions to send like 200 executives out to say you need to pass this. So
I'm not going to say anything bad about IBM.
I will.
Wait,
nuts.
who was saying something bad about IBM?
Dave, well, Dave wasn't saying anything bad. He was just pointing out that IBM is heavily endorsing.
Well, if you haven't heard, from what I've heard, CISPA is, what is it, the Cyber Intelligence Security Protection Act or something like that? And
which
it
does
basically,
nothing.
yeah, it basically is setting it, the companies that run the internet, Facebook, Google, Microsoft, all of these companies, IBM, I guess, are like super heavily for this bill because it allows them to basically look at anybody's data on their site at any point in time and hand it over to the feds if they ask for it. So instead of going through the normal channels which already exist where they have to get a warrant or they have to talk to somebody, they have to have a reasonable cause, the CISPA bill allows the government, the FBI or whoever, to just go in and say, well, we want this person's data, and they have to give it over, basically.
Are you sure it's that easy?
From what I've gathered, that's I mean, it's probably a little bit more complicated than someone just going, here's a flash drive with all of Matt's data on it, but it's simpler than what the current process
Then going
is.
about it in a very legal, rigorous way.
Correct. So a lot of the companies are for it, but it really isn't a good thing for consumers in general because it is going to affect your privacy. Yet again.
I don't exactly like the idea of a company handing out my data at free will, even if it is to the government.
Well,
I would like there to be a judge that says they deserve that information.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with them having it as long as they have a reason to have it, but this would open up the government to allow to just start going on phishing missions.
Well, the IRS.
I'm going to take your word on it because I haven't read the bill, so I
The
can't.
IRS thinks they can read your email without a warrant.
This is also true.
Hmm?
I don't care.
IRS.
Read my emails. Nothing interesting in there anyway.
No, there's nothing interesting in mine anyway, either. Lucas and I, when we're talking in chat sometimes, we start talking to the, we pretend like there's an NSA agent watching, and we say things to him. just in case, you know, because if there is somebody watching at some point, they're going to be like, oh, damn!
They caught us. They caught us.
They got me, boss! Log off!
Oh, God. Did you guys...
He just wanted to see the cat pictures we send back and forth, too.
Dude, why? Who wouldn't want to see the cat pictures? I send so many cat pictures. It's not even funny. You laugh now.
And there's actually an XKCD relevant to that.
About cat pictures?
No, about listening.
Yeah, there is. There's always a relevant XKCD and a relevant Simpsons reference.
Pretty much. So, moving on. I guess we're going to go... the Postal Service, you guys remember a while ago the United States Postal Service said they were canceling Saturday delivery?
I remember talking about it, yeah.
They can't do that, turns out.
All
Turns
right.
out they're just like, just kidding, guys.
Like it's illegal?
It is technically unconstitutional, I guess, for the Postal Service to stop Saturday delivery.
How is it unconstitutional?
There's apparently a bill, or I guess it has to be an amendment to be unconstitutional, but there is something called the Continuing Budget Resolution, and apparently this was originally created in 1983, and what it says is that Congress has written in funding for the post office. So Congress says, we'll give the post office funding as long as they maintain the same service level as they did in 1983. And that bill has been extended through 2013 now.
So they could stop, but then they would lose funding.
True,
And
correct.
then they go away from it.
Aren't they losing
Exactly.
funding anyway?
Probably.
Damn it.
Is Matt cold?
No, Matt needs more support. Better.
All right. How about, I don't know, I guess it's just...
I just want to throw out there, in your face to everybody that doesn't have Star Trek pre-screen tickets, because I do.
What?
Des Moines, you check to see if Kansas City theaters are showing it early. Des Moines showing it on the 15th, which is a day early.
Where can I check this? What do I type in?
Hold on, I'll check Cinemark for you.
Hold on.
Check the AMC theaters.
.com.
Cinemark.com, and then in the...
Just come up to Des Moines, Silas. We're watching it on Wednesday night.
It's on a Wednesday.
This
You can
Wednesday?
drive-
No, man.
Yes, this Wednesday. Tomorrow. We're watching it tomorrow.
Shut up,
I'm
Dave.
there.
Fuck.
It comes out in a month.
Well, remind me to tell the story about Dave. What's your zip code, Silas?
66030.
Where's Merriam, Kansas? Oh, no, it looks. Oh, wait, hold on.
It's probably at that AMC downtown.
AMU Cinemark. You pile. Okay, so the one in Kansas City doesn't have it according to this. That doesn't mean they won't get it. What was that again?
66030.
Either that or you just have to wait 2 additional days to watch it when it actually
That's terrible.
Des Moines is more happening than Kansas City.
It
I
always
knew I moved
is,
to the wrong
man.
state.
Des Moines awesome. Okay, so Marion, Kansas has it, wherever the hell that is.
Merriam, Kansas. That's not too far from here. That's only like 2 or 3 hours. Worth it.
Might as well drive to Des Moines.
Boring.
So
No,
yeah,
Well-
the IMAX/XD theaters are showing it on the 15th instead of the 17th, basically. So I don't know if there's an IMAX that you need to check in Kansas City,
I don't know.
but I jumped all over that.
I'm probably not going to it on Wednesday.
I
As
wanted to
said,
see it
I
as
have to
early as
be.
possible.
What time is it?
At work.
What time is it showing at though? Like
9 p.m.
9 p.m. on Wednesday, and it'll get done at midnight.
You can be back in time for work.
I wouldn't drive all the way up here. That's ridiculous.
And then I would drive back, and I would get about 3 hours of sleep.
So just like a normal night.
No, I would get 2 hours of sleep.
So why
slightly
even
less than a
sleep at
normal
that
night.
point?
You throw a power nap.
It's
It's just like college.
Just like college. drive all over the country, and I'll spread
sleep
it
for
across
2
the
hours.
country. All right. Well, I'm there. See you guys on whatever day it is.
Or if you had an airplane or were flying on an airplane, you could hack it with your Android phone and then take it over.
what?
Yes. Wait, I can hack an airplane with my Android phone?
So
Sorry,
apparently-
iOS only.
Are you talking about United?
No, I am talking about this guy who apparently has come up with a way how he to use an Android phone to hack a plane,
What plane?
any plane.
Define
A
hack a
bi-
plane.
I was going to say,
Fly
airplanes
plane.
networked?
So I
World War II
don't
fighter jets.
understand how it all works.
Well, I want to. Okay, so give me the Cliff Notes version of what he can accomplish.
Take over, like he can turn on lights. He can take over the navigation controls.
No way.
He could turn on lights on the dashboard and stuff like that.
So
Um,
he has a remote control real size plane, essentially.
I wouldn't call the.
I wonder if he's got a nice interface like Bond had for his car,
dashboards.
where it's nice little touch, just...
So he says that he can gain complete control over a plane's navigation using just an Android smartphone.
Do I dare ask him to prove it?
It said he gave him full control over navigation as long as the plane remained in autopilot.
How does he
And-
know this?
And he had limited control over lesser functions such as cockpit lights.
I
Does
mean,
he work for, like, Boeing?
No, he's like not even in the States, I believe.
so how like where would you even try this?
He bought a
So-
plane.
No, so one of the questionable thing is he actually emulated a plane. He didn't actually go to a plane and do this. He took a computer and emulated the systems on a plane.
Okay. What type of plane was it?
I can't seem. I'm trying. That's what I was curious about, and I can't seem.
Was it either Airbus or Boeing?
I just can't seem to find it.
Well, apparently it sounds like this plane was an IBM.
I didn't know IBM made planes.
They do now.
They do when you're using them to emulate a plane.
And I'm not even sure if it matters because he says he claims one of the two technologies he abused is the automatic dependent surveillance broadcast, ADSB, which sends information about each aircraft, including the identification, current position, and altitude, through an onboard transmitter to air traffic controllers. And this allows aircrafts equipped with the technology to receive flight traffic and weather information about other aircraft in the air.
So he's claiming he's hijacking off of that?
That's what he's claiming he is hijacking off of, yeah.
If there's any credibility to what he says, I would assume that he would be getting contacted by some of the aircraft manufacturers to try some of this, or they would be trying what he says.
Maybe he's going to get contacted by Google, and they're going to make a Google airplane that you can fly with your Android phone if you're blind.
With voice commands.
With voice commands.
Using Google Now. Google Now will actually hijack a plane for you.
Oh my
It'll
god.
take you where it thinks you want to go.
This is exactly what we needed. Now I'm not even going to be able to take my phone on a plane.
So basically, from what I understand, is it should work on any plane, basically. Any plane that is equipped with. He also says that he took advantage of ACARS, which is the Aircraft Communication Addressing and Reporting System, which is again used to exchange messages between aircraft and air traffic controllers. So, as long as the plane is in autopilot, he can't do much, but as soon as the pilots take it off autopilot, then he can do more, apparently.
Because the autopilot's taking precedence over everything, basically.
Probable. But yeah.
Well, sounds like it's time for airlines to start buying firewalls to shove in their planes. I'm surprised they don't have that kind of technology in there already. They have to.
I would imagine that that's encrypted, yeah.
What's funny story though? A company wanted to hire me to work on that system in the U.S.
And
Where's the funny part?
And he didn't take that job.
Because I'd have to be in D.C.
Were
they going to pay you lots of monies?
I never discussed price with them because I accepted the job I have now. And
Pay me in donuts.
you should have said, "I know how to hack your airplane or your airplane system. Give me more money." So I guess if you don't want to, if you weren't getting paid enough, you could always go work in Russia, where they are spending $50 billion in their new space program.
They're pumping. How come they're pumping? What's our budget right now?
Like $0.
It's not zero.
They sold NASA to Coca-Cola.
They needed funding. Hey, I've seen Photoshop pictures of like the space shuttle with company logos slapped on it.
That would be
like
awesome. So, I don't know. Okay, NASA would
I'm
receive
trying to look and see what NASA's budget is.
$17 billion.
Yeah, what's really depressing is go look at how much after, like, considering inflation, look at how much was given to NASA during, like, Apollo and Mercury and all that stuff. They were being flooded.
That's because we had to make sure the damn commies didn't beat us to the moon.
I know. We need another race. We need Russia to
Mars.
issue a challenge.
Instead of fighting Russia, they're now spending more money on their space program than we are. So we totally won that race.
We did. Our flag's still on the moon.
And it's white.
Actually, it's fallen over.
It could be anybody's flag.
There's more than one.
They all have fallen over.
They're all white. They don't.
Yeah, they're pretty much bleached out now.
They're apparently building a new cosmodrome. Actually, one that exists inside of Russia this time, instead of one that used to exist in Russia that got given away. So presumably, we are still going to be flying to our space station that we built on a Russian spacecraft.
But do it cheaper.
What do you mean our space station? That's the world's space station, Blaine.
Oh yes, of course.
Aren't there like Japanese modules and ESA modules and stuff?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. But they can't actually launch it themselves.
Well,
the EU threw a ton of money at it too.
So, but Matt, if you want to go to Mars, here's what you need to do. You need to apply for the Mars One recruiting one-way mission.
I don't want to go one way. I don't know. That would be a really tough decision. Because
Mars-
I'd probably
Mars-
die out there. It's worth it.
Probably.
Even if you have a two-way, you still probably die out there.
I thought long term was to do one way and then, like, eventually
Yes.
start
So-
running missions back.
So this NASA program called Mars One is the beginning of that program, I guess, where they are planning on collecting a bunch of people. They want 24 astronauts, I guess.
Jesus.
But they're going to send them on the 211-day trip to Mars, and then they'll leave them there.
Yeah.
And then you have to, I don't know, do whatever.
Well, the goal is to
survive.
build shit up, man.
You have to eat Martians, hunt Martians, eat
Yes.
space rocks.
We're gonna go wild Martian hunting.
Nice.
We're gonna start a new Thanksgiving.
Did you say throw space rocks?
Eat space rocks.
Eat space rocks. Yum.
Mars
Um,
giving.
Everybody knows that it's the Bugalo that live on Mars.
Yeah, duh.
They're gonna start taking applications starting in July. So if you want to get in, you can start applying. You also have to send in a 1-minute video.
Do you know how many people are way more qualified for this?
It doesn't
Yeah, but
matter.
they don't
They
want
want
them to
normal
die.
people.
Their,
Yeah,
their brains are valuable.
exactly.
So wait, here's my thing with all the. How are they taking care of the people as they're traveling there? Because everyone that I hear, like bone loss, bone density loss, and muscle loss on these trips, they're in the ship for almost a year before they get to the planet.
Right.
How are these people going to get to a planet and then try and build
Have you ever seen
manual
Alien?
labor now?
You ever seen the movie Alien?
Yes,
You know those cryopods?
they're not real.
Like that. That's how it's
I'm pretty sure they are not cryogenically freezing people.
Haven't you ever seen Avatar? They just put you to sleep.
Presumably,
So you'll be like a coma patient who comes out of the coma with no muscle mass and has to do months of physical therapy before they can even walk.
They use electroshocks.
I thought they've shown with proper nutrients and the right exercises that bone density loss can be minimal.
right. So I think that's the thing is you can't just put someone to sleep. I'm assuming that they are going to be doing exercises while they're on the trip.
Like
Well, they have to.
nonstop.
That's what they do on the space station and shit like
No,
that.
you said they were going to be cryogenically frozen.
I was being an ass. You know they're not going to be cryoed.
Don't forget the fusion engine that NASA's building to make it go like 4 days.
Yeah, it'll only take us like 2 weeks to get there. Sign me up.
That would be
So there.
Take
That's how
longer to get to California.
Okay, so let's pose a hypothetical. Blaine submits his application just as a LOL, you know, I'm gonna do this. You get a call 6 months later that says, Mr. Elders, we want you to be a Mars astronaut. What do you say?
I probably would not go to Mars.
Sad.
Are they paying?
Will
me?
they pay my
Probably
student
not.
loans?
Probably
You're
not.
going to Mars! What are they gonna do? Come collect?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Send me a bill. and I'll pay it.
If there's anybody that could get you on Mars,
They deserve it.
the fucking loan company. They would come there and get your money.
They're gonna send a
They would be on
representative
the
with you.
next trip out of there. They'd be like, "Where the hell did that Blaine kid go?"
If they found out you were a candidate, they would get an inside man. Oh my god.
So
They're
ideally,
like, you owe us $40.
So presumably, if everything
Gosh,
goes
I
to
would
my plan,
I'd take out like 15 credit cards right before I left and just go like crazy in Vegas.
You're like Rockhound from Armageddon. He goes and meets the stripper named Molly. And gets arrested. That's such a good movie.
Hey, but she's still with him at the end of the movie.
She is. She's like, oh, baby. I don't remember what she says. She speaks barely any English.
Just the way he likes it.
I remember he goes to the strip club and he's like, he talks about being an astronaut and stuff.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
all
save the
over that.
world.
And they weren't supposed to talk about it at all.
So
They had, what,
presumably,
24 hours before they took off? Everybody knew at that point.
Yeah.
oh yeah. Presumably, if everything goes to plan, they're going to have their astronauts selected by 2015,
Holy cow.
and then they will do 7 years of training, and they will plan to launch by 2023.
What, are they going to, like, pay you well for those 7 years, or what?
They do not say, but you have to pay to apply.
Really?
How much?
Yes.
Like
So they're-
$20?
Yeah, like literally like $20 is what
Is
they
the
say.
application fee? That's just the processing fee.
That's
It's
not a
just a
processing
fee.
fee. That's a way that they're trying to stimulate their own
Yes,
revenue.
this is
They're like,
true.
we're going to get 1 million idiots to apply for this. We're
Yeah.
going to scoop up all that money, and then we're going to be able to fuel one of the rockets.
With one
So-
idiot on board.
Yep. We'll send this guy. He's basically like a monkey.
I don't know. That'd be a tough call because I have no real ties here aside from family. Like, talk about once in a lifetime opportunity.
You'll go down in the history books as the guy who went to Mars.
And didn't get paid to do it.
Didn't get paid, and there was no compensation, and he was the only person who ever went there.
And he died a lonely, slow death.
Please give me a cyanide tablet.
I would hope so, because what if the Martians come knocking?
I don't want to die of asphyxiation on Mars.
Oh,
No,
and
you're-
I don't ever want to pay taxes again.
Like ever.
Bear
Like
wants to stay at the White Horse. The White Horse. White House. Oh my god.
We have a list of demands.
So,
I don't know. It's an interesting idea. Like, do they say what the qualifications are? Like, what they want
No.
out of preferred candidates? Because usually they want stuff like they want you to have your degree, and they're usually looking for like engineering-minded people.
What about liberal artists like myself?
So you can provide entertainment on the way.
I'll bring
Wait,
my guitar.
yeah. You just got that loot. What's it called? Your new toy you
We'll get
got?
the loot back.
It's
Okay.
the name of it is a Boss RC300 loop pedal.
This
Here,
week,
show you that.
on-air sponsored by.
Let me show you. It's that bad boy right there.
There you go. How much is
You
that?
can bring that.
yeah,
That
they'll
was
probably let you take it.
about $600.
Uh-huh.
So they don't say what the qualifications are, but I'm assuming they want more than just like a bunch of engineering
Hippies.
type people.
What do they want out of? What
Are
do
they
want
hoping
you
to
do
populate Mars?
I would assume that they are anticipating people procreating there.
What do they
Sign
want?
me up.
What do, what do they want you to do?
Final chance. Sign me up.
I don't know how I feel about hooking up with a Martian.
What do they want you to do about your recruiting video? What's the deal with that? A 1-minute video? What am I supposed to express? in
They
1
don't
minute?
know. I don't know. They just say I didn't actually go to the space dock. It's at space.
They could totally make so much money off of this. Real world Mars edition. Or what is it? How does it? Dude, this is a
Real
fucking
Mars.
gold mine.
Real Mars.
I would
Real
watch
life
this.
Mars.
If this
Real
was
life
on
Mars.
every night, I would watch this every night.
So I don't know. It doesn't really say. They say that they expect 1 million applications of 1-minute videos.
I don't doubt it. They had
1 million minutes? How many people do they need to watch it like in a week?
That's $20 million just from application fees.
when they initially talked about doing the one-way trip stuff, and somebody was like trying to gauge interest. I remember reading this somewhere. I do not have a source, but they had a flood of people just like, I'd do it. Like, where do I sign up?
How many people are they going to send? 20 to 30, you
24.
said?
24 is what they said.
Well, I would imagine that they're
That's
going to
not enough
require
to restart
stuff
a
like
planet.
a resume. So
No, it's just gonna be some dude living on the street.
I'm sure that they're going to be able to weed out like
We're going to
75%
execute our
of the
entire
people
homeless
right
population on
away.
Mars.
They've said that they have 45,000 people registered for the mailing list and have already received 10,000 emails from interested individuals.
Why not? Heck, I'll apply. Where do I sign up? I'll do it just to...
Space.com.
Where is it?
Space.com, I guess.
Space.com. Watch, this is going to give me a virus.
See here you go, Silas. Your 1 minute video can be, oh my friends told me about this. I really don't know what it is. That's pretty cool though. I like
totally
backpacking
what's gonna
trips.
happen.
I like backpacking trips around Europe, so I figure I'd like this pretty good. As long as I can take my backpack, I'll be all right. Can I bring my skateboard?
Okay, bring my skateboard.
Is there? Oh, I wonder if you could bring personal items. Like, could you bring your guitar? I mean,
I have no idea, Matt.
Probably
do
not.
I get good? Do I get good Steam reception on Mars?
Do I have to pay back my student loans?
Dude, the worst thing ever would
What's
be
my
I'd take my
latency?
computer and I'd be like, yes, offline mode for Steam has never failed for me. I'm gonna get to Mars.
Online
and
DRM
offline mode's
required.
gonna go not functional, and I'd be no.
Oh, I guess you can't actually do it yet. They're gonna start it in July, I guess.
In July. All right, well, I'm going to put together the coolest 1 minute video ever, and they're going to be like, we definitely need this guy to procreate on Mars.
Turn up your lungs so you can scream Mars for a full minute without taking a breath. Mars! I'd pick me.
That is definitely
Okay, so here's all the stuff. I mean, they're going to be able to weed out candidates like right off the bat. Like they're going to have a height requirement.
Yeah.
They're going to cut out all the fatties. Like nobody above X pounds is going to be able to go because they can only lift so many people.
Right, they're gonna be the weight limits and size limits and stuff like that.
Hair color
Like
requirements,
I
eye
said,
color.
I almost guarantee you they're going to chuck out every resume for people that don't have degrees.
Probably.
I mean, that, as bad as that sounds, it's probably what they're going to do. If they require that type of information. If not, then I don't know what the hell they're playing at.
Whatever
Like,
the video says.
Because if you're choosing somebody to go to Mars based off a 1 minute video,
Oh, I know what they're doing. They're counting on CISPA passing because then they can just query the internet for everybody's information.
you're going to get taken in the night from your room. And be
Not even
told
gonna have a
you're going
why,
to
they're just
Mars.
gonna kidnap you and be like, you're going to Mars.
They
I never
kidnap you.
asked for this.
You're going to Mars and we're not paying you for it.
I don't know.
Yeah.
That
You
would.
still have to pay your student loans.
I'm not opposed to submitting an application because I like the idea, but talk about being the hardest decision of your life ever.
Pretty much. I guess if you were really angry at people.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't think they want those people either. They don't want people that are just like, Earth sucks, I hate it here, I want to leave so bad. They want people that are in it for, this is for the advancement of the human race.
They probably are gonna.
Thing.
They're probably gonna take all the people who are space nuts.
Well, what they should do is they should just take all the people from the prisons and make Mars the new Australia.
Genius.
Is it as dangerous as Australia is?
I don't know. They don't have kangaroo on Mars.
Not that you know of. They got worse.
Space kangaroo?
Martian
Yeah.
roos.
Marsharoos?
Bungalows.
Marshmallows? Marshmallows?
Did you just say something about Belarus?
No, marshmallows.
All right, we've been talking about this for a long time. What else
All
is
right.
on your list?
How about Netflix replacing Silverlight with an HTML5 player? Does anyone care?
Wait. Say that again?
So Netflix right now.
I know
if you're watching
Netflix is using.
it runs on
Netflix
Silverlight.
uses Silverlight right now.
Yeah.
They're planning their HTML5 transition.
Yeah.
When is that
correct.
going to happen?
We don't know yet.
No.
They said
I
that
know.
they're waiting on specifics from the whoever the hell runs HTML.
Yeah, more
stuff.
specifically, they're making sure they can incorporate their DRM.
Right, exactly. So they're waiting on some technologies to
Which
actually.
there's
roll it out.
DRM within it now anyway, so I don't care. I use Netflix all the time. The nice thing about HTML5 is that a wider variety of devices will be more easily supported.
It would be
could run
nice
it on
because you
Linux
could.
then.
It would be dependent. Yeah, you could run it on Linux, but the thing is, I do like Silverlight because it does allow you to do a lot of different things. Plus, it's less resource intensive than like Flash, and I don't know how it compares to HTML5 in terms of resource usage.
I don't know.
Google loves HTML5 because that's what they use for YouTube now.
Well, some things on YouTube.
Next.
Oh, okay.
Oh, did you want to talk about it, Silas?
Next.
No, I guess not.
No, you can talk about it. Go nuts.
Go for
Oh
it.
no, no. All I'm thinking about is that as an avid Netflix watcher, what I'm thinking about is the amount of like the things that they keep adding. I think that HTML5 is going to probably make it a lot easier for the stuff that they want, like they're trying to do right now,
What are
where they
trying
will
to do?
transition between television episodes, so continuous play and those sorts of things. It's really kind of it's
I don't know that
Not
using
well put together.
Silverlight specifically hampers them from doing that kind of stuff.
Is
Yeah,
it?
I know.
I wouldn't know if it's that or if it's what else it would be.
I don't think
And I don't know
continuous
what they
play
use-
is going to be affected though, because they have to change the video streaming source every time you switch to a new video.
So what do they use on like the Google TVs, like my Android TV? What do they use for their streaming? It's not Silverlight, is it?
I don't think so.
They're going to be using their own
They've got a
client
dedicated
stuff
app.
to receive
Yeah.
the codec.
It's a dedicated
Or to
app
use the
that's
codec to
coded.
receive the stream.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. No, it's
I mean,
not
the
running
PC
on
uses
Silverlight.
Silverlight for sure.
Because the Xbox and PlayStation and Roku, they all have their own dedicated.
Right, they'll have their own apps. Which if it's Netflix apps homegrown, then
Right, same thing with your phones and stuff like that. I mean, most phones aren't going to be running a Flash player or a Silverlight player, I should say.
yeah.
So yeah, this is dedicated app support, but I mean, it would be a good thing for Linux users because right now you really can't play Netflix at all on Linux.
I've never tried.
It sucks.
You have to get is it Moonlight that they call it?
There's an extra extension thing you have to get it to work.
And it's a couple versions behind Silverlight, so it's shitty.
Yeah. And even then, it's no guarantee that it'll actually work. But if you're watching Netflix, do you want to be watching it on a 4K TV?
If they're pushing 4K content.
What would you say if you could buy a 50-inch 4K for $1,500?
Yes.
That's pretty.
I would
That's
say
not
no way,
bad.
Bob.
I'd say. I don't know. I don't even have a good response for that.
Matt would say, "We don't need a fridge. We need a new TV."
Why can you buy a 4K TV for $1,500 and also
Yes.
how shitty is it?
Okay, so the deal is, Matt, how much did you spend on your monitors?
Which monitors?
Your 2560 by 1440. Your HP ones, or are they HP?
600. I only have one.
So if you bought two of them, you could buy a 4K TV.
Yeah, but nobody's pushing 4K content.
True.
YouTube.
I mean, YouTube is on some stuff.
So apparently, so they
Somebody's
are
gonna
selling
be
them.
pushing 4K.
So they exist. They are made by a Chinese company called Saikai.
Link it.
I don't want one.
It's a 50-inch 4K TV Comes out of China, $1,500.
That's super high res. It needs to be a 60-inch. 50-inch is tiny for 4K.
They said that they have a 60-inch that they are planning to come out with this summer. So if you want to wait, you can probably spend $2,000 and get a 60-inch. But this comes from Gizmodo, who apparently saw one, and I mean, it is literally just a panel. There isn't anything fancy about it. It's a panel with 4 HDMI inputs.
Yeah, that's all you need.
Which is really all you need, because you don't need any of the web connected stuff, which they've excluded. They don't need like a billion other connections. You just need HDMI.
It's pretty good.
But you can actually buy them today, right now, and it's not from eBay or some other place like I got my cat leap from. You can buy them right from Tiger Direct.
Really?
Yep.
I would like to. But so I mean, the main problem is content. Like, aside
Right.
from the few YouTube videos that I could dick around with, that's 4K.
Just watch over and over.
What else is there? I mean, it's not like I can go buy a 4K movie right now.
Presumably, there is some content.
The
out there
biggest
that
benefit is
exists.
I could plug my computer in and see if I could crank up the res.
That's true.
The
Which is what I
PS
would probably do with it.
Sony's going to be pushing out 4K content with the PS4.
Right.
Onto what medium?
Sony is a big proponent of 4K TVs.
Onto
Because
what medium?
Because
make
they
them?
make TVs.
It's going to stream over there, or they're
Yes.
Yeah,
They're
I'm
going to have a
assuming
streaming service that will do 4K.
what's the minimum bandwidth required to do 4 full K?
Dude,
They
it
were
doesn't
talking
matter
about it being
Full
in
4K.
like the 50+ gig range for movies.
Dude, I would hit my cap in less than like 3 weeks. If I was watching a movie like every other night.
It's also limited to a few. I think they said it was limited to a few providers because of the bandwidth caps and not being able to sustain bandwidth. Google Fiber was one of them.
Well,
Because-
I'd hope so.
I mean, you could probably buy like a hard drive with media on it, but
Just use Iowa State's network.
Doesn't everything that you want to watch in 4K have to have been shot in at least 4K?
yes.
How do you get Blu-ray 1080p videos of old shit?
I don't know. Depends
they
on how
go-
old shit you're talking.
Yeah, they
If
go
it's
back to
really
the
old
original
shit,
film.
It's just upscaled.
Yeah.
Then exactly, you go just upscale it to 4K.
Well, then it doesn't mean shit. You're not getting anything out of it.
But it's remastered.
Nah, so, yeah. They filled in the pixels.
Okay,
Now-
George Lucas.
Now, if you take The Hobbit, which was what it was shot in 4K, correct?
I believe so, because it
So
was
take
shot.
The
It was
Hobbit.
shot with the Red 1 cameras, I know.
Yeah, which are 4K cameras. I believe
So
all
there
of
you
Red's
go.
cameras are 4K.
What else was shot in 4K?
Well, I think a lot of new-ish movies are being shot in 4K. But I think Red is the only company that makes a 4K camera right now.
Whoa. Wait, hold on.
Hey, I'm Felicia Day, and this is my channel, Geek Integrity. We are a network.
Wow.
Stupid YouTube and ads.
Felicia Day.
4K?
4K.
You're a little behind.
What?
I'm a lot behind because I was like, you were talking about it as a TV, and I'm sorry, you guys.
Sorry, 4K. 4K refers to the resolution of the TV. Sorry.
I was like, why do you want a TV with? Like, I was thinking like,
this is why
kilobytes,
we
like-
need you here, because nobody.
No, 4K being the resolution of the TV.
So
okay,
right now you call it a
4K to
TV.
me. Explain 4K to me like I'm 5.
So right now today you have a TV and you're calling it a 1080 TV, right?
You already went way over explain like
I'm starting there. So if you have a 1080 TV, you have your pixels, which is just the pixel resolution.
What's a pixel?
Doesn't
So
matter.
wait, it's is like 3 times. It's like 4 times as
4.
amazing as that.
Yes.
Yes.
What? Our eyes can't even recognize that. What's the point?
So it's imagine if you took your 1080 TV and you made 4 of them, but then crammed them all into the same space that your current TV exists in. That's a
Pixel density's got to be nuts.
It's
But
insane.
what? You can't you can't even. Is that going to look better than real life? You can't see better than real life. Your eyes can't see that. It's like
you can't see that.
I can't pull over. He's already pulled over.
Oh man, some people will pay for it. I know you guys already pre-ordered them off of Tiger Direct or whatever, but
I have not.
I would like to have a camera that shoots in 4K.
I would like to have my 4K TV be 60 inches rather than 50.
If you show your 1-minute video in 4K, NASA would send you to Mars.
They probably
Yes!
would.
It's an investment, but it's worth it.
Screen.
When people say, Silas, why did you buy a camera that shoots video in 4K? I'll say, because I want to go to Mars. Duh.
And they're gonna say, what?
Deal with it.
And I'm just gonna, from now on, when I see people walking around that I don't like or I just want to diss really bad, I'm gonna say, you're not Mars material, and I'm just gonna walk away.
Holy crap! So apparently, the
I just
Red
want to
One,
go for the mission patch.
So get this: the Red 1 camera, which is used to record a lot of the 4K TVs or 4K content, apparently can be future upgraded to 28K.
My God.
What?
Do they make a 28K?
No.
They will.
You know what they're gonna use the 28K for? To record scenery, to put shit in a fucking holodeck.
I hope so.
That's what that shit's for. Dude, Silas, do you know what the Oculus Rift is?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I don't. Tell
We're
me.
like. Wait, did you say no or yes?
I said yes, and then I realized that I would just be more confused. So I just decided to say no and then let you explain what it really is, rather than me just guessing.
So there's 2 screens, but they go in front of your eyes, like really close. It's probably like only about this far away, really. And
Okay.
And you can change the distance a little bit based on like personal
Doesn't that give-
preference and head shape and eye distance and all that stuff.
Doesn't that give you give you eye strain?
They say it's not too bad. At least the guys that have tried it, they said the strain's not too bad. What's really jarring is wearing the thing for a half hour and being in like this, feeling like you're actually in this 3D world because that's how it's presented to you. So you're playing like Skyrim or what TF2 supports it, Team Fortress 2, and so this guy played for like a half hour and then he took it off and he's like, "Well, this is weird." Like, because he'd been in that so long, that reality was like a shock to his system just after 30 minutes of playing. But like the first reaction of everybody that tries this thing is basically, "Holy shit, this is the best thing ever." And so
it's essentially the first model of a holodeck.
Well, okay, so there's guys, there's a group of guys that are trying to take it and set up 4 Kinect cameras, and then create a world that you can dick around in, and have the Kinect cameras recognize your movement, and the head thing display the environment to you.
Nice.
And it looks like it's going to be awesome. But the main thing I want it for, you can buy the developer kits right now. They're $300 a piece, and games that run in the Unreal Engine, like Unreal Tournament and Mirror's Edge and Primal Carnage and all that shit should work with it, so it's going to be nuts. I think, I don't know if Dave agrees with me, but I think it's the first real glimpse of next-gen gaming technology that we're seeing.
It's the first big step since
Since really motion capture movement type stuff for, I mean, as much as I hate motion controls like the Wii has, They're a big deal.
Four
So-
connects. Man.
Apparently, I'm reading some more about this HD, this 4K stuff, and apparently, get this, 4K is equivalent to 35 millimeter film. We actually went backwards in resolution by going to digital.
Yeah.
Which is why people like Christopher Nolan uses IMAX cameras. And I think you said J.J. Abrams uses film as well, because the resolution on film is actually significantly better than the digital resolution.
I posted this to Facebook. Paramount wanted J.J. Abrams to shoot the Star Trek on digital 3D cameras, and he said, "Screw you! I'm shooting it to film on IMAX size, and then we're gonna convert it to 3D in post-production." So it's apparently the first movie that's doing this. So we'll see how good the 3D is.
So the sad part is, though, that basically going to 4K content is going to be equivalent to what we've been recording to film for this entire time.
But what's your point? We don't display that size.
Hold on. The thing about that is, for filmmakers, for the average filmmaker like myself, who makes like crap films that nobody watches, you can get really excited about it because it's going to make it so much easier for you to have an amazing looking picture. Not next year, because these 4K cameras are going to be outrageously priced, but in a few years it's going to be a lot easier to shoot really clean video without the hassle of trying to use film, actually.
So the converse
that's
of
true.
that, one of the things that people have complained about most with the Star Trek The Next Generation remasters being done to Blu-ray is that the quality is so good, it's very apparent that some of the sets and costumes and stuff were really shitty, because they could get away with it when it was being broadcasted on shitty TVs and networks. They say it breaks the immersion for you sometimes, because you can tell, like, oh, that's a wig.
Well, the same thing happened with the transition to digital TV and HD TV with news, like live news as well, is that people who used to be able to get away with shitty sets and shitty makeup, like, all of a sudden it was really good quality, really good visuals, that people were complaining about how bad things looked. And
Family Guy made a joke about that.
And on TV, appearance matters. So just ask the first televised presidential election.
How?
I don't. Okay, so I don't remember who it was, but
Is there an email I should email to?
Who was first televised? I don't.
Was it JFK?
No, not even close.
JFK had color.
Lincoln?
Yes.
1960.
Washington.
Somewhere in between there.
Somewhere in between. Wasn't first televised thing, or one of the first televised things, the
No, you were right.
Nixon.
So it was, the Kennedy-Nixon presidential debate took place in 1960, and it was the first televised debate. And Kennedy, it's been rumored, or conspiracy theorists, that...
first televised debate.
Yeah, debate, sorry. That Kennedy
I was like, first
won...
televised president, 1960? Are you shitting me?
So...
TIL, motherfucker!
So the biggest difference is that Kennedy apparently looked ridiculously better on TV than what Nixon did, and so it totally shifted the way that people viewed the candidates, because a lot more people picked Kennedy over Nixon, even though possibly Nixon's ideas might have been a little bit more understood if they were or more accepted if they were just listening on the radio. Like they had been doing up till that point.
Well, yeah, because Nixon was a good liar, right?
I don't know.
I
They
never
both
knew
were.
the guy.
They're politicians. They're both good liars.
They're professionals.
Yeah.
It's just that Kennedy was the better looking liar.
Yes, that's what we want.
Yeah, that makes it so much better now.
If you
Thanks.
gotta choose
Well,
a liar,
if you think about it,
pick the pretty one.
politicians around the world are liars, and so when you get all of them, like those are the people who are running the countries and like working together or like working against each other. It doesn't really put us at a disadvantage if we have a liar as a president. Just saying. Sorry,
So,
that was a
I
pointless
don't know.
like, comment. Sorry.
Are you guys
Maybe
done
it's a
with
good thing
Oculus?
last week.
I don't even know what you guys were talking about with Oculus. I went into some wormhole.
I was just giving Silas the rundown.
Well,
I'm
if you wanna-
excited about it.
So here, if you want your 4K TV, you want some content to play on it. How about this new sci-fi show, Helix? I think Matt would be interested in this.
Hold it. What did you just say? I wasn't paying attention.
Sci-fi has a new show that they're running trailers for right now. It's called Helix. It's from the creator of Battlestar Galactica,
Yeah, I know.
and it's from the producers of Lost in Contact.
I'm more interested in the Battlestar Galactica attachment.
So the story, we don't know. I guess we don't really know too much about it, but it follows a story of scientists who are apparently working in secret in the Arctic, where a possible disease outbreak has occurred.
This sounds like a Crichton book.
Apparently, I watched the trailer. It's really kind of creepy.
Does it look good?
It looks. They don't really do much, but
does it look like it could be awesome?
it looks like it could be awesome.
Have you watched the trailer for Blomkamp or Blue Camp, however you say his name? The guy that did District 9 for...
No, I haven't seen that one yet.
I can't say anything about that man. I can't pronounce his last name. I can't pronounce the name of the movie that the new one he's doing, because it's like Elysium or something. Elysium.
Yeah, I know what movie you're talking about.
Yeah, it looks
Elysium
good,
or
actually. Isn't it Matt Damon in that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Matt
Matt Damon.
It looks fantastic.
Yeah, this Helix show is described as a terrifying life and death struggle that holds the key to mankind's salvation or total annihilation.
I need to watch the trailer for that.
But how, if they're in the Arctic, how is a outbreak of a disease going to spread?
From person to person.
No.
Yeah, but they're in the Arctic.
There's air in the Arctic.
Yeah,
No.
but it's
No, there's
freezing
not.
cold.
Have you ever heard of an extremophile, Anthony? That's the whole reason we fucking went to Mars. Because we know shit can survive on thermal vents.
We're going to Mars to have a disease outbreak now?
Yeah.
Somebody.
No, they're gonna test people.
So did you hear? Did you hear they maybe found that Russian Mars lander
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
that landed like 50 years ago that they fucking lost after?
That they lost?
It was like 12 seconds later. They couldn't never regained contact. They said they might have found where it's at, and it was relatively close to Curiosity apparently. And somebody said, so they should totally drive Curiosity over there to check it. And somebody else
Beat
said,
it up.
screw that! We're looking for life. The last thing we want to do is get it over by the contaminated part of Mars with the non-disinfected spacecraft. It's like, guys, we found life. We found E. coli on Mars.
It turns out that all the life on Mars stemmed from this lost Russian.
Yeah, thanks, Russia.
I thought we were thanking Obama. Thanks,
Now
Obama.
it's Russia's turn.
Well, not
We can thank
for
whoever
Russia's
we want.
Did you also see
No.
that? So it's been a bad 24 hours. Boston Marathon got bombed. Shit ton of car bombs went off in Iraq and killed a shit ton of people.
Yeah.
Earthquake.
Huge earthquake in what, Iran?
Yep.
Yeah.
7.8.
They found a
Pipe bomb in
pipe bomb in Cedar Falls.
Cedar Falls.
What? Really?
Somewhere. Yeah.
I think that's all I had.
You know, I sometimes feel really bad for Googling or Bing searching like these things because I type in Cedar Falls bomb and I'm like, what if somebody just like was looking at me, or
CISPA,
like,
you're on a list. No fly
I
list.
wouldn't doubt it because I do this at work. I'm like, I looked up the Boston Marathon bombing. I'm like, bomb Boston Marathon, and I'm like, somebody.
I wouldn't worry about it considering half the world was Googling the same thing.
That's what I figured.
Except
You should
Blaine.
worry if
Blaine's
you
Bing.
weren't Googling it.
Except I'm on Bing, so they're like, one guy on Bing is doing it.
One guy's on Bing.
He
Yes.
must be.
Arrest
Whoa,
him!
Arrest him.
hold on. Are you doing a Google Hangout on Chrome, but you search with Bing?
Correct.
Blaine loves Bing because he has a Windows mobile phone.
And I get rewards for using.
Yeah, don't even get me started on the Bing rewards.
Bing. I do nothing. The search works exactly the same, and I get free money.
I don't know what 4K is, but I know that you are committing a cardinal sin by using Bing on Chrome.
Bing's alright.
It's exactly the same as Google. It makes no difference.
I doubt
Yes,
it's
it does.
exactly the same.
It's not exactly the same, but it's close enough for my purposes.
All right, well.
And I think I've mentioned it before. The only thing it does not work well for is reverse phone number lookup.
Yeah, you have said that. Do you reverse phone number lookup all the time?
Quite frequently, actually.
Why?
For when random people call me, because I never answer my phone unless it's actually someone I know. I never answer it, and so I usually look up who called me if I can before I call them back if they didn't leave a message, which happens a lot actually.
I got one today. I never called them back.
I hate calling people back usually.
I'd be like, so you just called me.
Yeah, if
What
they
did you-
don't leave a message and they call me and didn't leave a message, I'm just like, well, I'm not calling you back. It sucks to you.
Yeah, I usually reverse phone number lookup every call that I get that isn't in my phone.
Yeah, it's the same thing. So yeah, so there was an explosive in a storm sewer under a manhole in Cedar Falls.
What?
Oh, joy.
And
Oh,
then they blew it up.
Oh, you looked up the
The Cedar Falls
pipe bomb?
Yeah.
How did they find it?
The police say city workers found the homemade explosive in a storm sewer. Which, what are the chances that somebody decided to make a pipe bomb, threw it down the storm sewer, and in the same day, city workers found it before it exploded?
Very unlikely. How much damage was it going to do if it was in the sewer system anyway?
Also
There's a
true.
lot of dirt and concrete between that and open air.
Yeah, that seems kind of strange, but I mean, it was an actual bomb, so it just seems really kind of questionable. Maybe the city workers put it there. I don't know. I guess that should probably be it for this week.
Yeah, we've been on for an hour and 20 minutes.
Quite some time. There's more stuff, but we can talk about the rest of this next week.
It hasn't been an hour and 20 minutes.
It's been like an hour and 10 minutes. Yeah, maybe an hour 15.
That's much less.
Matt's been at work all day anyway, so.
Yeah, I have. I've been working on some bullshit. Windows 7 and x64. 1 of 408.
What?
Terrible. Dave, the link Dave posted in
Oh,
the Imager.
the Imager. When...
Oh, yeah.
It would actually take about 2,000 discs, but
That's awesome.
We'll give it to him.
That's a good try. A+ for effort.
Yeah, they had to print out 2 labels.
Good show.
We'll read again. A++.
Woo. A++.
Also, isn't that floppy on top of a CD? Like,
Yeah,
Make us go off air.
I like how it's on top of a CD sleeve.
Off air.
All
Ryan
right,
Thurman. Bye, Ryan Thurman.
that's the end of the week. We'll